Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the breakfast show, Trading Idea with SMARTRobie. And how was your weekend? I hope you had a good rest, did a bit of Hari Raya shopping, if not spending time with the family. Now, the market has opened this week, and this Thursday, of course, will be a public holiday. The Bursa will be closed for the Al-Quran holiday. So I do take note that many people, including yourself, may be taking off this Friday to have a long weekend. So the market is anticipating a slower, low volume trading. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be happening or not? As such, the festive season is here. That's why a lot of people are taking off. But historically, if you see, a lot of time just before the Hari Raya, some stocks do break out, taking on the opportunity of people being away, and that's where the volume is low, they will push it up. Now, take note of that one. This is typically how smart money and some of those institutional tend to do when they have a chance to do this. So this is going to be rather interesting if we see in history whether this will get this time, whether we're going to push it up or not. But so let's take a look what we have for you this morning. That's right. Now, this morning in here, we are at the breakfast show for the beginner level in here. And usually in the beginner level, we will take a look at all the Pentagon guided trade idea and also relook at some of the past trade that we've done, whether they've done so well, and a little bit of history learned, definitely for sure, and not forgetting and building a trading plan where you, if you're a first timer, are able to do so. Just check out some of our video that we have in here, and also don't forget we have a new video up on just above me, how to use SMARTRobie. Make sure you click it and watch it because it breaks down the necessary feature of SMARTRobie, able to put you up into speed and able to capitalize on many of the opportunity that we see. Maybe if we do have this Raya breaking up in here, and what you know, then the market can go higher. You could benefit from it too. Now let's look at what we have for you going forward, right? And look at the morning news headline. That's right. Now let's look at the morning news headline in here. Definitely don't forget to be our top fans for still going on for April and June. And every post that you shared, you will become a top fans. And when you continue to become a top fans, you will get 300 free SMARTRobie credits. So check it out. And that's a QR code for the above for more information. Now, of course, definitely on the headline today is the Malaysia economy. Right now, a lot of attention being turned on to the likelihood of election. So all this good news about revitalizing the economy, a sustainable economy after the post-COVID-19. We are rolling out our vaccine in here. People are getting paid. And even a survey that came out deemed the current government, Perikatan Nasional, seems to be very favorable to take on to the next election. So something to look upon the economic perancangan Malaysia, the 12th. You could see if you add all this up, let me just bring up the laser pointer here. All this 250 perhatian PKS 10 billion kita excluding Banjawan, right, and Permai and Pemekasa, right? All this add up to $340 billion. That's a lot of money. And if you notice last week, they're issuing Sukuk bond, which is totaling about some bit about a couple of $1 billion in here because there isn't enough money in the petty cash of Malaysia, so they have to issue bond for all this, and also the vaccine rollout that is costing a lot of money in here. So all in all, these are very positive news, creating a lot of jobs out there, and SME helping in now. Let's move on to our next news. Now, next news is going to be what we just talked about this week. Thursday, the market will be closed, so we're going to have relative thin volume in here. And as such, this morning, if you look at the market, right? This morning is the market. We have seen let's look at the market here. The top gainer hitting the KLSE, right? We have Minda Focus seems to be in thing because Focus dropped a lot last week. KTG, all right, and we have Ucrest 2%. Nova MSC, we have Nestle, biggest gainer, TGL, Hata, it seems to be making up move here, $11. MPI is recovering. We have decliner, is Pet Gas, Aeon, Penta is down 2.5%, and down 13% is MY ETF and also Euro. All right, so those are the stocks in play. But let's look at Hata, since Rubber Glove seems to be taking a cue from all this running because of the COVID-19. You can see, yes, this was a nice pickup. If you have gone in just above me here on that green pentagon on Penta, and you can see that hit that stock comment and stock chart, you will see Hata is likely to be 17.9% since the green pentagon in 6th of April, which is maybe about 3 weeks ago, right at 9.14. Now it's already $11. It pays dividend to follow the SMARTRobie green pentagon in here, a market timing tool that perhaps helped you. All right, let's move on to our next news, which is on the stronger ringgit against the US dollar. Now, our analysts in here are saying that our ringgit is going to be hitting stronger after it hit about 4.15 ringgit to US dollar. But if you look from a chart wise, this is quite true. And taking a peg from the Chinese yuan, also exhibiting similarly in here. You can see 410 there seems to be that kind of support. We might see a lot of reaction on that support 410, but breaking down to 409, 408, I think that is likely to be not the case, but we will wait to see. We want to see some reaction tonight at 410 in here, and to see whether the US dollar will weaken against the ringgit because of the spending that we've seen in US in here. Right, and next is the news of about TechFast, which is used to be in the manufacturing and precision. They are moving out from that and they are divesting out. So they are going into the oil and gas, marine supply of fuel, and that seems to be very big. They are also going to a couple of countries inside here, and they're banking on the higher crude oil prices. You can see a very nice base building around the 57, 58. If crude oil were to go higher, and that will usually lead to the inflation and more you have to pay at the petrol pump. So that's why you will see some stocks like this, TechFast, going to the marine supply of petrol, will do pretty well in here. So something you want to take a look at that one too, if you like it. Let's take a look at the chart, switching on the wider chart here. TechFast. Okay, TechFast, TEC, HF, there you go. Okay, hitting a TechFast. Let's look at the stock chart and stock comment here. It seems to be hitting a previous high around the, what price was that again? That was 56 cents, and since, stretches down, but do take note of the green pentagon. Is it reacting to it? But a good lesson to be learned if you look on the right hand side in here. Usually a lot of stocks need to penetrate to the lower side, and you can see that the 32 cents in here before it ready to move up in here. Let's take a look at the TechFast, whether it's reacting to this news or not on the live stock prices here, and it is up 1.3% in here. Definitely the higher crude oil prices will move TechFast in here. Oh, hi, if you want to trade this idea, use a trading plan. All right, let's move on to our next news. Now, our next news is on the PECDAC. Another oil and gas, seems to be oil and gas is pushing up in here. PECDAC is still on a sideways market, but this news focus on previously 95% of Petronas Dagangan seems to be contributing from the fuel segment. So what they're trying to do now is to focus on the retail segment of the non-fuel one, which means opening more Petronas Dagangan, the fuel petrol station and so forth. So they're allocating almost 500 million capex to boost this retail in here. Raw 97, Premix 97, maybe you're going to buy more nasi lemak from the Petronas station in here. Something food for thought, but for the financial year 20, PECDAC net profit has fallen 66% to 275 million from the previous year due to the COVID pandemic. Definitely usage of oil is less. Maybe they're going to build more retail in there. But check out PECDAC so far. Let's look at PECDAC here. DAG. Hit that one. Double click it. All right. Switch to a wider chart. Let's look at the chart now for PECDAC. And you can see PECDAC is sort of ranging. It's just turned the red pentagon in here, hovering between 1960 and 60 in here. But this is definitely going to be fundamental play. Looking at the stock fundamentals in here very quickly, you can see Petrol Nasional, Berhad, EPF, and Amanah Saham, Bumiputra seems to be the biggest in here. PE is pretty high. The sector average is only 41 times, and this PE is 71, but ROE is only 4%. But guess what? It pays a very good 4% dividend, a favorite among those of you who like a bit of dividend in here. Definitely not cheap, the stock, I have to say. Not cheap for this stock in here. Let's move on to our next news that we have for you. Now, next news will be more of the question of the how to select which stock to buy. Now, this article came out, was written by one of the reporter, basically talk about a question that he had on the AGM, because many of you who are coming in right now, if you are new to this, just type 1, so I do know that. And he talks about how people get started in stock, especially in the COVID-19. Many people a lot of time to do so. Because of that, they got to learn something about investing, knowing that this could help them to build more money. But always the question is, investing in the stock market, it's rather confusing. It's just like where you want to go for holiday. It's going to pretty much depend on your budget and also on your knowledge. Of course, if you tend to focus on Asian kind of holiday, then you'll be going more to the Asia. But you focus to the Western one, you tend to go to the Europe. So very similarly, the stocks is about the same too. So all in all, the article talks about doing research and be clear of your investment objectives. But I really want to sum up to all this now. The highlight of this article is more on the fundamental side of things. When you buy a stock, basically you're owning a slice of the company because you are being a shareholder. But having said that, that doesn't mean you need to be a long-term holder of it. So you want to be a long-term holder, definitely doing research, understanding more about the company, and last but not least, the holding power. You need to brace it. Means you need to withstand the kind of correction that you have. And that's one of the basis, something that we'll talk on Wednesday night. And those of you who are our masterclass participant, definitely we will talk about a lot about how to select what stock to buy, what kind of stocks that fit into your portfolio, and more importantly, how to control your emotion, right? Because intelligent investor, like it or not, still have a lot of emotion in us. The kind of thing that when I want to buy, I want to share, I want it to go up, I don't want to lose money. Isn't that true? That's usually the case, that all of us have to counter for that. So let's move on to the US side of things. And we have here, definitely right now, is the continuing uptrend of the US market. The bull market is far from over, as I said before. Many of the professional fund managers in US, they did a big poll called the Big Money Poll on Barron's. This is quite the latest, and it shows that the market has a lot of room to go higher, and 67% of the people are bullish on the market, and 54 are from the fall, which means you don't want to get into 80 or 90%. Once you get to 80 or 90%, that's usually where we see correction. This 60% here is more. Even better if it's around 54 right now, moving to 67. So right now, the market has risen around 34. 34,000 seems to be the resistance level, and we do look set to break in this week. That's right, on the breakout, and definitely maybe on the public holiday, you could trade on the Wednesday night, and as Thursday it's a public one, so you can see a lot of this happening in the sites. All right, let's move on to our past leaderboard. That's right. Now, our past leaderboard for our Pentagon Trade Guide has been doing quite well since January. And last 2 weeks ago, we picked Great Tech, 22nd of March, and also Top Glove. Those have started to move up nicely. As you can see, many of these are generally tech stocks or construction in here. That's what the sector is. As I said before, you need to focus on the hot sector. And one of the ways you can do is, switching to a wider chart, is to look on to the hot sector that you see on this bottom right hand side. So if you click onto the hot sector, there you go, healthcare, transportation, and the KLCI. Now, some people did ask me why only 2 sectors. We are showing you the positive one. The negative one, you want to sort of avoid it. Now, definitely logistic and healthcare are the 2 one. Even the technology has started to move up. Of course, you can always check out the Bursa sector in here, and you can see a much wider chart that tells you that there you go, right? So you notice all the red one on the right hand side are those you generally want to sort of avoid it, right? So you have the healthcare, Translogic, the technology, and also the KLSE inside there. All right, just take note of this one in here. Let's move on to what we have for our next segment. All right. So our next segment is definitely look at some of the lesson learned that we have. Okay, so the lesson learned is last week trade idea. We talk about the 19th of April. We have Daibochi and also JAKS started to move slightly a bit. These are not the kind of super fast moving stock. We know Daibochi into packaging inside here. JAKS is more into the water piping kind of project and construction here. They started to move. Let's take a look at the trading plan they have did for you in here, and so you can really study them. So I'll just bring up, this is the Daibochi, and I'm going to bring up the Daibochi chart too. Okay, and Daibochi chart. All right, okay, here we go. So we have come correction right now. Daibochi hit the new high here, and since then has came back down to, today is down, Friday was down 2%, so there's a bit of profit taking. And usually this is what we call pullback, right? Every time you get a line change, it doesn't go up in a straight line, you have a pullback. Okay, let's take a look at what we said earlier on. So it turned green pentagon on 16th of April. This is the 16th of April, so that's the one that you, so which means on the 19th itself, this was on the 18th, okay, 18, 19 itself, that's where we wanted to enter, so we enter around here. So the entry price was 248, okay, 248. So the market now is back to where it is. No doubt it has gone up, but this is a healthy pullback that we've seen in here. Important price level, support is at 230, so that's usually just below it. It will be your cut loss, and then you have the old resistance 295 in here. That's way back somewhere around here. 295 will be, what date was that? 27 of July 2020. That's right, 2020 here. So this is 2020, not 2021. Let me just make a correction here. Save it. And stop loss 225, 230. And save profit target 276, which is up here on, hopefully, going to get there. And the holding period is about 2 months until 19th of June. So we've got 2 months to hold this. And let's see if we can crack on 276 or even go a bit higher on that one. All right. So that is the review of our trading plan. And let's look at JAKS, okay? Let's look at, stretch this a bit more. Okay, and let's look at JAKS, JAKS. All right, JAKS is looking good. You got NS in here. This does look like a very nice pickup from in here. And do note, NS has one of the highest win rates that we have seen, around 88%. Whether this will come true or not, we will definitely see in here. Let's take a look at the later months, and let's look at the Great Tech next. Great Tech, which we actually pick it up. When was the trade idea? 5th of April. Okay, Great Tech. Okay, Great Tech in here. You can see 5th of April. Yep, that was where we pick up here. 5th of April. So that's the one that you can see the market actually picks up from in here around 5th of April, around 10 p.m. there. So you can see market started to go up, and you can see technology is going to be likely to be coming back this month. All right, technology is likely to be coming back this month. So let's see how it will be turned out to be. All right, let's move on to our next trade idea is Top Glove, which we actually pick on the 22nd of March. Okay, let's pick up Top Glove. 22nd of March. All right, and you can see Top Glove, that's the 22nd of March, way further back in here. Came down, no doubt it didn't hit the ATR stop loss, we were able to maintain it. And usually, take a note, a lot of time the market will do this kind of wash. That's right, after washing it, double bottom, the market will take off. And you can see this was a nice pullback in here. It's likely to hit for the $7 or at least the old high in here. Check out Top Glove and look at the what we call the fundamentals. Okay, Top Glove, and go on to stock fundamentals, and you could see 713 is the 8.5 times the PE profit target, giving it a 24% from where it is right now. All right, of course, if you had entered a bit earlier, that will be definitely more for that one. Of course, you can see the top 3 shareholder as of the annual report 28th of October is Tan Sri Dr. Lim Vichai, EPF, and also the Singapore Central Depository Pte Limited. Means a lot of Of course, they also have a dual listing in Singapore SGX. That also explains why we have the Singaporeans in there. Okay, so that is what we have. Let's move on to our next segment. Is definitely the stock trade idea for this week. Okay, let's move. So this week we have picked two stocks for the 26th of April, episode number 62 that you can see on the right hand side and on your left hand side here. AxReit, which is a real estate focusing a lot of commercials, warehousing, seems to be the talk of the town. As I said before, earlier in the segment that we done on SMARTRobie, we did talk about this being a very good, attractive, those of you who like a bit of dividend yield, like a bit of stability. AxReit is in the focus of the commercial and warehousing, and also TaAnn, which is a plantation stock. So let's look at and build a trading plan for, but let's take a look at AxReit first. Okay, that's the one you can see. We have the green pentagon on 22nd of April, seem to be moving up nicely in here. You got volume coming in, and let's see what's the old high. You can see up here. All right, but this morning we're going to build a trading plan for TaAnn. Okay, TAANN. Okay, TaAnn, which is a plantation in here. Again, similar long period of congestion in here. We have a green pentagon, and this morning we are down 1% in here. All right, let's build a trading plan for this. So you can see how I do that. So make it nicely first. First thing first, we switch to a weekly chart. Okay, then I'm going to put, okay, weekly chart for TaAnn is still in yellow bearish trend zone. Okay, all right, it's still in bearish yellow trend zone, but it's pointing outward. It's pointing upwards. Okay, let's look at the daily chart. That's why it's important for you to, those of you who want to have more active, is to subscribe to the plugin so you can see the weekly and the daily. All right, so next thing you have here, we have a period of congestion, right? A period of congestion way back to, how long is this? Okay, up to February. Okay, so we have a sideways movement, and usually we call that accumulation over 2 months from or since February. Okay, since February 2021. All right, then we have the green pentagon on, what date was this? This was 22nd of March, 22nd of April, sorry. Okay, indication SMARTRobie, so we can see green pentagon on 22nd April. Okay, important price level here. Let's look at some of the resistance that we have. Okay, we have the first one, the real extreme high one is this one here, 322. Okay, 322, and what date was that? That's the 7th of December. Wow, that's a long time ago. That was the high of everything since last year, right? Then we have a more recent one here, is 15th of March, and 15th of March, which is, what price is this? This one is $3. 305. So price to enter is right now lah. We enter. Okay, 286. Okay, stop loss, we usually put it just below here, or we use the ATR stop loss. Okay, so use the ATR stop loss. We'll turn on to this one here, and you can see this just below here, 277. Okay, and how long do we hold it? Usually we hold it for 2 months. Okay, you can look at the trading plan for TaAnn. Okay, hit the TaAnn chart, and okay, you can go on to trading plan. All right, there you go. 2 weeks to 2 months. Profit target around 306. Okay, profit target 2 months is 306, which is similar to the old resistance. You can see here, right? The 15th of March, the old resistance. That's the one we'll pick up. Holding period will be 2 months. Okay, so 2 months from today, 26 April, will gives 26 May, June. Okay, 26 June. All right, So this is in 2 months. There you go. There is our very simple trading bank that we can follow. We have the stop loss, we have the profit target, we can take partial profit if you want to, and that completes the trading plan for TaAnn. Okay, pretty easy to do. All right, nothing of that difficulty. All right, let's move on to our next part. All right. Alright, next part is always been our very proud of what we do is to consistently trade the portfolio that we have on based on the 35,000 in here. Last year 2020 we created about 106% in here, and from January to April, we are still up 15.5% compared to KLSE -2. Hopefully, in the coming months, we are able to continue to improve from this 15.5%, maybe hitting 17%. That would be great. But we're quite happy for what we are, considering the market hasn't done much of it yet, and we continue to rotate in and rotate out. Those of you who have joined us in some of our workshop on SMARTRobie that we do on the weekend, we're definitely going to share with you those fixed rules inside. And even as early as last week when we did our SMARTRobie workshop, again, we're using those same trading strategy that you can also follow too. Or if you want to, can definitely upgrade to our plugin and join us in our masterclass for our June intake. Definitely this 15.5% return that we have done so far, we'd like to share with you how you can also do it too. All right, let's move on to our next is our strength and sign winner, which I've talked about. And this is very similar what we saw just now for the earlier stocks that we have last week, Top Glove and also Great Tag, that continue to move up. But importantly is the low volume accumulation that we saw for TaAnn, right? The stock that we just seen in here. You can see back here, just on top of you is the TaAnn stock. All right, let me just bring it up for you. Stock comment. All right, hit it to the left hand side. Hitting to the left hand side here, hit that one. You can see this is what we talk about, the low volume. You notice on the yellow trend zone on this side of the screen, right on the left hand side, there was really low volume in here. Then the green pentagon comes out and then started to move out. And that is the kind of pattern that we want to see. So those of you who want to know more information, check out the QR code in here, or you can go to the stock comment in here. You can say click for Trade VSA SOS SOW tutorial, because until today there are still some people continue to not understanding what is SOS SOW. Check out that video, that will give you full explanation how we're gonna do that. All right. So don't forget, we have a new tutorial in here. That's a QR code. Check it out also. That will get you an understanding many of our new features that will help you better. All right, and don't forget, this coming Wednesday, we have a special event for all our masterclass member in here. So there won't be any public talk. So Wednesday, we're starting at 8 o'clock to 11, a 3-hour special deep discount value investing. And those of you who want to join us in this deep value courses, there is a number below on the right hand side. You can text and speak to our senior trainer Zac, and he can fill you with much information. And this is part and parcel of our 12 months mentoring and coaching, where we teach you both VSA and deep value discount and all the facets about investing in US. Just think of it, if you're getting a lot of benefit from our daily show Monday, if I just think of it, the amount of benefit that you get being coached by our coaches, by myself for the next 12 months, lots of benefit to definitely put you up, at least if you can see before, right, January to April, 15.5% return, right? So don't wait. This is where our first deep discount value investing in there. All right, next on, let's look at the yes, this coming next Tuesday will be our Warren Tuesday, our once a month in here, together with my co-host Leong coming from Macquarie in here. So we're going to be talking a lot on Warren. Make sure you join me on 3 p.m. on Tuesday, next Tuesday. All right, don't forget, our top fans, do join it and get our free credit in here. And we're going to move on to some stocks inside here. Definitely first preferences were given to some of those, our top fans, as well as those is given feedback in our Google Play Store and Apple Play Store in here. And thank you very much. We appreciate your support and your feedback that's given to us to help us improve our services to you. So right now, I'm just going to be looking at some stocks that some of you wanted me to look at. We got Young here. We got Honga. All right. Young, we got Honga, and we have Hongcare Plus. Okay, so let's see in here, and we have see any more. Okay. We got Chris here, one of our members. JAKS, I think I've just reviewed. JAKS continue to be okay. It looks like it's going to break up. We got Fong here. All right. LKL. So we're going to look at Fong here, LKL. Okay. LKL Fong, I suppose you are not a, you are not a masterclass member yet, isn't it? That's why don't buy this kind of stocks. Very, very dangerous. You want to buy when there is a green pentagon. If you have, cut out somewhere around here, at least you exceeded, okay, somewhere around here, right? And you wouldn't have lost 60%. You see that's one of the benefits. And that money that you save, you can invest in a good tools like our trade VSA and maybe benefit it. I think lie you are not our masterclass member, or if you had learn to cut loss, whatever the case is. Okay, Chris, I think I covered that. Okay, I'm just looking for. We got Lynn here asked me to review expired messages. We don't do that for Lynn. It's because some people want to refer back to the old one in there. Okay. Any discount for Raya promotion? Check out the our Raya promotion coming up soon. I think we may have something in there. I'll let my guy trainers just WhatsApp to our senior trainers that there will be some promotion here. Okay, Abu want me to look at Avanta. That's right, Avanta. Okay, Avanta looks good. Right, this one is taking a flight up here. I think RubberX early on also making move. Okay, RubberX. Some of them asking why RubberX is very slow. They all move, like even Hata also start to move. Okay, RubberX also moving already. Yeah, just matter of time. Okay, very nice pullback, waiting for that breakout in here. So that's why it's important to study the chart again and again, some of the schematic that I share with you. Of course, there is so limited time that I can be able to do that. So this is definitely one of the good setup, a pullback tool in here. All right, Bernard, anything else? Okay, we got JAKS. All right, let's look at on this side here on Honga. I'll just do Care Plus. Okay, Care Plus for Honga. Okay, that looks very good. The question is, where do you want to take profit, or you want to ride it? I think that's very important too. With the training that we provide, or use the profit objective, you should be fine with this one. All I can say that this will continue to move up. As I said before, a very nice pullback in here. Let's move on to the next one. Is DNEX. Okay, Dagang Net again. You need to cut loss, because it's sort of like breaking down below in here. I always say before, those of you who have this kind of stock, learn to rotate out. You don't want to be holding up to a losing stock because of the emotion. Now, 2 weeks from now, I'll be talking a talk on emotional trading, and that will help you a lot. So on that Wednesday, I'll talk about how that many of us are impacted by emotion because we cannot cut loss. And this is just the same thing like LKL and Dagang Net. No doubt, if these are good stocks, fundamental stocks, you want to carry them, right? We don't need something like data prep, which go up and down, really smart money kind of thing, and impact you. At the end of the day, very important is that look back the last 4 months of your portfolio. Did you do what we did, the 15.5% return? Look at all your portfolio, including winning and losing. You started with 20,000, 30,000. That's always been our goal. Is you can see how we do it live every day and every week, how we trade those stocks and be able to make money, so you can benefit too. If you are still hanging on to this losing, ask yourself, what can you do better? As again, part of the agenda for 2021 to be a trained trader and trained investor. If you are not moving to that direction, what can you do better? Do you want to be coached? Do you want to invest time and money in there? Or maybe it's just something that you want to take it seriously but not able to put a lot of heart into it. Something that we all need to ponder, because it's important for me to share my experience with you, that many of our coaches and many of our members who come through our program, use our tool, are able to benefit that too. All right. So that's all I want to talk about it today. And if you are first time and if you don't want to miss out of any of our talk last Saturday, I think last Wednesday, I did make a good talk, is the how to make 1 million from the stock market. I chose, check out that video. I've talked about a lot of required rate of return, a lot of the criteria that you all need to build that into part of how to make your financial goal comes alive there. So check out and subscribe to our YouTube, and don't forget to join our Telegram group for all information in there, and then you're able to get updated on a lot of the trading updates that we have for the Hong Kong market, Malaysia market, US market, and not forgetting the KLSE market. So I will see you on Wednesday. Thank you again for coming, and bye bye.